Hello everybody, welcome back to Alchemy Gaming, scenario number 12.
Something is getting rolling in the German states. In a pilot project, we have been hired to execute a railway expansion at the state level. Many politicians are confident that we can bring explosive changes to the German Confederation, very much like it can be seen in America and the United Kingdom already. Our first task will be to provide a continuous east-west connection in the kingdoms of Prussia and Hanover. Several parties have joined forces to provide the initial capital, including the Kingdom of Prussia itself, of course, but also the Grand Duchy of Saxony-Weimar. I have already spoken to the various partners and taken note of their initial wishes.
Okay, so I'm just taking a look around here. So the furthest south it goes is Zurich, and it does go way over here, the Greats. Brunn, Katowice, Lodz, Warsaw, Eidekunen. Okay, so it goes almost right over the Russia, or it does go. So we have a bonus here to Zielona Gora. We also have one for Magdeburg. We have one for Hanover. There's one here for Breslau, or Breslau, however you say it. Weimar has one. And I believe that's it. There is a competitor here. Okay, let's go ahead and look at what we need to do. We need to make 6 different goods available in Berlin at the same time. There's already 4, so you need 2 more. We need to transport 60 passengers without changing trains from Hamburg to Berlin. We need to have 18 wagons with the train line connecting Hamburg, Berlin, and Danzig. Have a balance of 70,000 per week. That's probably going to check off right away because it's messed up. And achieve an express status on a rail line between Berlin, Hanover, and Cologne. Well, let's get right to it. We're going to go ahead and buy this area, the Kingdom of Hanover. And we're going to start building a line to Magdeburg and Hanover. We started off with a line to Magdeburg Express, then over to Hanover. So we're going to go ahead and use 2 Iron Dukes and with all the wagons, and we're going to go ahead and do all 3 cities with those 2 Iron Dukes. I think that should maybe get me the task from Hanover to Berlin, but we'll see if that works or not, but we're going to give it a try. We went ahead and bought Westphalia. Now we're going to go ahead and buy Rhine, and we're going to try to see if we can pull off having a line at least to Gütersloh and hopefully to Cologne. We went ahead and built the line from Hanover to Gütersloh to Cologne and back, and we only have enough money for 1 Iron Duke, but as soon as we have more from, say, this Hanover bonus, we'll throw on a second one. We went ahead and built a single line here from Berlin to Zielona Gora Express, and we're going to put 1 train on that and see how that goes.
Ah! I see you haven't neglected to finance our own company while fulfilling all those lofty goals. Very good.
Alright, so they say we have the 70,000 per week, as they always do with those kind of ones. And it's still showing 0 up here, so clearly a glitch. Quite tight on money here, so we bought this area of Breslau, I guess. We put a station in and a single line. We're going to go ahead and take our train that was going here and make it go to all 3. I was right, and we did get the bonus from Zielona Gora. So now we're going to buy Saxony and Thuringia so we can get to Weimar and do this bonus here. There we go. We bought the area down here. Now we're going to run a line from Weimar to Magdeburg Express. And we're going to go ahead and put a mixed train on this one, see how that goes. And we used the connection bonus from Weimar to go up here to Bremen. And now we're going to have a train coming down. We're going to leave this a mixed train as well, coming down to Hanover. One of our tasks was to have an express status on a rail line between Berlin, Hanover, and Cologne. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Put 1 Iron Duke down with all its wagons, and we'll get that task here in a little bit. Here we are coming into Berlin, and I believe this will do one of our tasks for us. This is the Hanover
Cologne, the
Cologne
Deutz
line.
train station is connected to our network. With this, we have already linked the westernmost city that the plan has envisioned.
Nice, we got that done. Perfect. How about the sugar here in Wald Station? We're going to bring that into Berlin to give it another good We also bought the wood at Kaiserstop. We made Wall Station a warehouse, so we can now bring in the wood, and that will eventually go on its way to Berlin. So we're going to throw a train down. Our Rhine on the Bremen to Hanover is doing quite well, so we're going to throw a second one on. We're going to go ahead and put a second train down on our Hanover Gütersloh Cologne line. And we have our wood coming in Berlin. And that should get us one of our tasks.
People in Berlin are having a great time with the new connection. It is important that we take good care of Prussia's capital, as it is one of the most important cities in the German Confederation.
Okay, so now all we have left is this line from Hamburg to Berlin, and then we need Hamburg, Berlin, and Danzig. We bought this area with Schwerin, and now we're going to buy this one here, Schleswig Holstein. And in just a little bit, actually we can put our train station in right now. We're going to go ahead and put 2 Duke expresses from Hamburg to Schwerin to Berlin.
Our route length is growing faster than our backers thought possible. With this step, the main Prussian cities of Berlin and Hamburg are connected. Good work.
Alright, so we got 60 passengers from Hamburg to Berlin. Now we just need a line from Hamburg to Berlin to Danzig. We went ahead and finished our Hamburg to Bremen. And so now we're going to keep our mixed line going there between those 3 cities. For our last task, we need to get to Danzig. And we're going to just skip this Pomerania, and we're going to buy West Prussia instead. We're going to go ahead and do a train line from Hamburg to Berlin up to Danzig. And we're going to put a mixed train on it, but we're going to tell it to do freight and see how that goes. We got 2 of them. We doubled up our line here from Berlin to Zielona Góra to Breslau, and now we're going to go ahead and throw a second Iron Duke on it. We decided to start another warehouse right here. The other one we were using, we're going to change that up and use that for over here. And we're just going to call Berlin Warehouse till we figure out where else we're going to use it. And we have our train from our corn coming into our Berlin warehouse, which will then deliver the Berlin, of course. And we're going to go in here, find our Berlin freight, and we're going to go ahead.
Unfortunately, there is still a great deal of apprehension among the population as far as the railroads are concerned. The newspapers regularly criticize them as dirty and too noisy. Can you imagine that? Luddites, all of them, if you ask me. So I'm particularly pleased that our efforts are helping to increase confidence, especially among ordinary people. With this success, the railroad has now arrived in German lands. It has been proven that it is not just an English fad, but that it is also able to add value to the mainland. Many a load of goods will be transported via this east-west connection. Our next step will be to move south. Beware. Unlike until now, we are not completely without competition there. The Saxon-Bavarian State Railroad is a failed private company that has recently been nationalized. It doesn't have much capital, but it maintains a solid connection to Munich. We should try and outcompete it.
Okay, well that sounds good. So you probably didn't know what I was doing there, but I got rid of that train because this whole Hamburg to Berlin to Danzig thing was kind of dumb. So I made it just go mix from Berlin to Danzig. And so we got quite a bit accomplished. We got a little warehouse thing happening for Berlin. We did have one here. We're just going to kind of leave it be and figure out what we want to do. We connected all our cities right over the Cologne. We didn't actually go down to the south. We didn't grab Kassel yet. We do have Weimar, Dresden, Zielona Góra, and Breslau. We obviously didn't do a thing down here. So there's still lots to do. But if you enjoyed that video, come back, watch the next episode of Viking Me Gaming Scenario number 12.